How to tile a wall, brought to you by Evo-Stik. Any adhesive is only as strong as the surface that it's stuck to, so begin your job by making sure the surfaces are clean, dry and firm enough to support the tiles. If you have joints in the plasterboard or different surfaces such as plasterboard joining masonry, it's a good idea to apply some glass fibre reinforcing scrim to the surface. This can be stuck with the tile adhesive. We're using moisture resistant plasterboard, which is recommended for bath and shower rooms. An even more durable product is a tile backer board. Most leaks in bathrooms occur around the bath or shower, where even a slight movement can result in micro gaps. These gaps allow water to seep slowly through, and for a long while you may not even be aware of it. If you apply fast curing silicone sealant such as 1 hour shower from Evo-Stik to the bath or the shower and the wall before you begin tiling, this will accommodate any movement whilst providing a watertight seal, and this acts as a second line of defence. The tiles are then stuck over the silicone and a second silicone seal is later applied over the tiles and grout. This kind of belt and braces approach really pays off. You can save yourself an awful lot of work and avoid awkward little tile cuts if you take the time to set the tiles out properly. It's generally more pleasing to see the tiles set out from the middle of the wall or a window so the cuts are even on both sides. The tile can straddle the centre line or be placed either side, whichever works best for the cut tiles. If you have a window or doorway in the wall, then check that your intended layout leaves a decent sized cut on each side of the window. Similarly, you may want to move the starting row of tiles up or down the wall to avoid having a small cut at the floor or the ceiling. Any effort spent at this stage of a job will be rewarded tenfold when it comes to cutting the tiles around the edges, and the whole job will look a lot more professional. In wet areas, it's best to create a continuous bed of adhesive behind the tiles to prevent any water that could seep through a grout-line crack from tracking down the wall. To this end, you should use a 3mm notch trowel and comb through with horizontal lines. You will need spacers to form even grout lines between the tiles. You can buy pegs or crosses. Although crosses seem the ideal type because they're designed to keep the corners in line, the reality is that often they end up underneath one of the tiles, and that stops them sitting flat. They're also difficult to remove if the tile thickness is not sufficient to allow them to be left in. For this reason, many professional tilers prefer to use the crosses as pegs and pick them out as soon as the tile adhesive grabs. It does of course mean that you need to take extra care in lining up those tile corners. Ready-mixed tile adhesive is the most convenient type to use. This sets when the water in the formulation dries. Excessively thick beds of adhesive take longer to dry and should therefore be avoided. If you need to build up the level or straighten a wall, it's best done with a skim coat before tiling begins. Once the wall has been tiled, allowing sufficient time for the adhesive to set is essential prior to grouting. In addition to the traditional general purpose tile adhesives, our range also has a number of products that are specific for certain types of tiles and surfaces. Our large tile adhesive is designed for just that and will support big, heavy tiles without the need to batten. If old tiles are stuck firmly to the wall, hacking them off can cause a fair amount of damage, which often results in having to replaster. Ask yourself if there is really any need to hack them off. Tiles that are clean and dry can be tiled straight over, provided you have the room. Tests have shown that one of the best surfaces to tile onto is existing tiles. When placing tiles onto adhesive, you need to maximize the contact between the adhesive and the tiles. To help this, try twisting or sliding the tiles slightly as you place them on the wall. When the tile adhesive is dry, you can apply the grout. This provides the first line of defense against water ingress, so it needs to be pressed firmly in with a grout float to fill any air pockets. If you're using a ready mixed grout, you will find that it flows in very nicely, but you must remove the residue with a damp cloth as you go. Once it's dry, it will take many hours of scraping to remove. Cement-based grout needs to be mixed with water, and it has a limited open working time before it sets hard. So mix only what you can use in about 15 minutes and try to clean up as you go. Finally, this may seem like an obvious point, but the instructions provided on the container are there to be read before you start work. Here you will find instructions which are specific to the product you're using. Evo-Stik is a brand of Evo-Stik. Evo-Stik has a wealth of experience and information which is available free of charge through our website or via the Technical Services helpline. Visit evo-stik.co.uk for more information.